Greetings, survivors of the Shroud Surge. Rodamont here. Thank you for tuning in to DarkSwitch. Episode 5, Rebuilding What Elaran Lost. My friends, we all saw how the sunburst crashed. Orders? The Skywalker has been downed, but some may have survived. We need to ascertain if there was any survivors as soon as possible. We cannot abandon our comrades. Our supplies were aboard the sunburst, but there are enough of us to launch a rescue party. That's the first thing we'll do. Scouts will help you explore the area around the tree. To send your first expedition, you need to build a scout base building. So we don't even have a scout base building yet, because we were using the sunburst previously. Historically, we've had the scout base building here, but I might want to not build it here, because this doesn't have a lot of sun protection. So I think I'll build the scout base here, maybe, instead. And then I might need to cancel this fisherman shed and then rebuild it, because for whatever reason they're just like not building it. I'll leave it for a little bit to see if they like trigger it, but it might be bugged. I'll just delete it for now and redo it. Tired of waiting. It doesn't cost me anything to reset. So the amount of severely hungry has been going down, especially now that we are like fishing. And I don't have a lot of excess wood at the moment, but as soon as we do, I will set up some warehouses so that we can more efficiently ship food around. And then on top of that, we'll set up the skyways so that we can transport things back up to the council hall tier more easily. Here we go. Here's the other fishing shed. Good. Okay, I want my toilers working in that thing, so I'm going to fire the toilers working everywhere else in the mushroom, because it's less efficient. There we go. And then all these extra rangers that are like good for nothings will go collect mushrooms, because they don't really work efficiently and I don't really care what they do. So now we have 2 fishers' huts, like full-time cranking out fish. So we should get our raw food up pretty quickly. And once we have the wood, you know, set up the warehouses for them. It's also worth noting that there is development that we can add to the lumberjack huts to improve them, but for the moment, solving the food crisis is probably more important. Side quest, lack of wood, let's accept. So gather wood resources, 203 days. No problem. I don't even think I need to really do anything for that, because we already have 2 lumberjacks like cutting down trees as fast as they can with pretty good logistical infrastructure. One thing we could do is if we set up a warehouse here, as you can see the lines, those lines indicate the supply chain. So if we built a warehouse here, this will be supply chained, so our wood gathering will increase in speed. And then this fisherman shed could benefit from that supply chain as well. I mentioned about the mechanics about that earlier. And this will store rations. So now these lumberjack huts have a supply chain warehouse nearby, and as a result, the efficiency has gone up. And if there was more worker huts here, it would go up as well, because their commute is a little long. So once we solve the hunger problem, we'll solve the commute length problem. So warehouse... Oh, this is already collecting fish. Never mind. Yeah, so if we built a warehouse here, it would connect the fish warehouse to the rest of the network. So I'm going to build a warehouse here instead and set that one up for raw fish. And then we can build a metal warehouse here for the metal deposit here and then have that connect to everything. I think that's an efficient way of going about it. And our severely hungry and starving haven't been resolved, but that's why I'm doing all this infrastructure projects now. Lemonade, thank you for the resub. And Rude Boy, thank you for the sub. Alright, the corrupted buildings are cleansed, which is good. The hunger numbers are going down. We do have one that was like physically ill. I'm not really sure what ails him. And as you can see, here is the like supply chain, the supply chain lines. So right there seems to be a good spot. And that will be for a metal collection site, but it will also connect the fish back to the council hall, which is a pretty good benefit. Can I upgrade the huts? Yeah, at the moment, that's really not my bottleneck. My bottleneck is actually turning the food into rations. So I don't really need to upgrade them. But basically, all buildings can be upgraded to some degree or another through development trees. I just don't need to do that because that's not the problem. We have a lot of raw food, we just don't have a lot of processed food. And that's the next problem to solve. Alright, so now, supply chain warehouse nearby, and the efficiency here has gone up from like 110 to 137. So, pretty good. And that was just like some wooden warehouses got built. Was not a big deal. Alright, next up, the forest houses. So adding forest houses near where people fish and work will also increase productivity. And decrease homelessness, which is like a 2 birds, 1 stone. So I'm going to create 2 houses here to help support the fishermen. Oh, you know what? I already have 2 houses here. Let's do forest houses out this way. And I think I can form that squad now. I have just enough, well, I don't have the scouts for it. Let's get the scouts for it. Okay, so we have a scout party. Getting an air trail will help with the efficiency of the cookhouse that's up here. So that's the next investment project. Again, it's just to solve the food crisis. But that one should be pretty easy. The caveat is we're out of metal, so we're going to need to build a metal collection site as well. So there's a Journey Through the Fog crash site here, which costs 10 rations. And then all the other points of interest around here are like mostly survivors to add to our population. Worker logistics. Oh yeah, look at that. 168 for that like lumberjack hut. That's what I'm talking about. 165 over here for this fisherman shed. because of the crisis got averted. We're doing a pretty good job managing that, I think. And there we go. So we don't have a lot of the right workers to work in the metal collection sites, but everyone now has a job. And then once we've got 25 metal stockpile, we can build the air trails. Hunger is down to 7. It was up at like 27, so it's down a whole bunch. We do have some people that are fatigued, and that's just because of lack of housing. So that also pretty fixable. Let's see. We can build a house right over the healing hut. And then I'm going to build a house right under the engineer room. And then a house right under the, right over the cookery for commute times. Our raw food is definitely resolved. We have a lot of raw food now. So we just need to start creating rations out of it. And increasing the cookery's efficiency is probably the way to do it, rather than to hire and build another cookery. Because we only have 100 people. One cookery should be able to manage that. And the moment we... so that also means I'm going to reduce the amount of people harvesting mushrooms. So we're going to have a lot of scouts or rangers left over to do building. Because we're sourcing all of our food from fish. We don't really need, like, dirty mushrooms that are inefficient to collect as a means to feed ourselves anymore. The other thing is the forest residents, the tier 2 buildings, turning a house from housing 8 to 12 is buildable now because we have a council hall tier 2. But I'd rather spend the metal on the air trails for now. Can you build on the other side? Yes, you can build on the other side. Now, there's some spots that are reserved. So, like, this is a resource node for something called solar. So you're not able to, like, build here, but you can basically build wherever on the trunk that you want. There's a front and a back, but, like, you can build anywhere you want. It doesn't have to just be front or back. Okay, come on. Air trail. There's one of them. And then once I have the materials, I'll build the other one. One thing we don't have in our council hall is the upgrade to predict fog level, the Aether Watch. So once I have both air trails, that would be a pretty good investment, so I know what the forecast for the fog will be, because we're kind of in the dark. I'm also going to send my scouts out to the wreck now. It cost 10 rations to do it, so we finally are getting to the point where we can spend the rations for stuff like that. Let's look at research. No, I'm just gonna hold on to my wood for now to build houses, rather than to invest in research. And we have enough for the other air trail. Good. So one thing you might have noticed is, like, the spot closest to the council platform, I'm setting up the air trails there, because I think that's, like, an ideal close spot for convenience. Journey through the fog. The Rangers lost their way in the fog and found nothing. We need to send them out again. Valvidus solemnly announced to the people that the Rangers had scouted the surrounding area and returned without losses. There is no imminent threat, and we are gaining control over these lands step by step. This information lifted people's spirits and eased their fears. He's a pretty capable leader, I think. Or we are, I guess. I don't know. Alright, there we go. Air trail right next to the warehouse. Perfect. So we need to send the squad back to the wreckage again. Because they found nothing the first time. They kind of got lost. It's fine. And they're ready again. All right, out they go. Back to the wreckage. And this is the wreckage of the Sunstar, I think is what they called it. I forget the name of the vessel. The Rangers found a bag with parchment and ink hooked onto the tree branch. Looks like a scribe dropped it when he was escaping. There's something in it. It's the interrogations protocol from the Luminarchs. Why is it here? It says that they were trying by any means to find out what kind of installation was located in the tree's crown, and that they were arresting mainly Rangers. It seems they were trying to weaken the defenses of Elaran. But how did they know? I guess we'll see. What are they working on building right now? I don't know where the builders are. Are they doing the Sky Trail? Oh yeah, they're doing the Sky Trail. Good. We tried to save our comrades. We didn't abandon them to their fate. Unfortunately, we were too late. Some sort of monster emerged from the shroud to attack them. This tragedy is yet another reminder that we are cut off from the rest of the world and surrounded by danger. We must rebuild Elaran completely. This is our home now. But first, we must restore food production, or we will starve to death. After all, almost all of our food supplies were on this sunburst. Get to work, comrades. We explored the Skywalker. Unfortunately, nobody survived. Part of the crew died after the crash. Apparently, they held on with the remains of the Skywalker burned. Then, some unknown force tore their bodies apart and scattered them around. The Rangers weren't burdened with the wounded, so they can take the resources they found on the sunburst with them. Well, let's also distribute rations around. And we want to accumulate 120 wood, which is no problem because we have 2 lumber mills going. All right, both air trails are up. Good. And we need, let's build our first tier 2 home. So this house here, upgrade to a forest residence. And the scouting party is ready, so we're going to scout over here for signs of survivors. I'm not surprised that they attacked Elaran. Food is very scarce in these lands, but what could have frightened these stupid, insatiable creatures? After all, guzzles are not afraid of the shroud. We are attempting to ascertain the situation. Additionally, my Archon, we found a note. It has been severely damaged by the fire. It's Tessin's handwriting. It says, I'm going up. I'll need to crack the shell. even though it hasn't had enough time to ripen. But if everything works out, the light of the seed will drive away these cursed creatures. Could these explosions have caused Elaran to catch fire? Perhaps. If the treaties I have collected over the years are to be believed, the sun seed is a source of tremendous energy. The most important thing is that the seed is currently stable and poses no threat to the settlement. And now we need to find out what happened to investigate, while also like stabilizing our home. So I'm going to build some other forest houses. I'll build one here to serve the wood, the metal collectors. And then let's build another home up here for giggles. But here, as you can see, this forest residence houses 12, not 8, because it's been improved. Another thing I want to do down here, just to keep stuff at bay, is another flame guard. I'll put it right there. And then adjust this one so it doesn't overlap as much. Doesn't need to be perfect, just decent. It's fine. Alright, now we only have 5 that are homeless, and we're building another home still. What I do need is... God, where's all my spare rangers going? Rangers for the flame guards. Oh, they were busy building. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, taking a look at our current wounded. I think it would also behoove us to... Because I haven't really been using the research. For now, I'm just going to reduce the people working in the engineering to a minimum, and then the hospital to a maximum, to quickly process those that are like wounded, sick, ill, from exhaustion, from homelessness, from hunger, etc. Fears at 0 is worth celebrating? Yeah, we're doing alright. Is there a better spot for that? Okay, evacuated people down by the river. Perfect. And now we have even more workers to accommodate. It's no problem. We are making good food and everything. So let's fill the research facilities back up again. And then we have some more toilers ready to be hired to collect mushrooms, and then excess rangers hired to collect mushrooms as well. So it wants us to follow the tracks, and the tracks... A trail of trampled trees leading away from the scorched tree, so we'll follow them here. A woman was spotted on the shore of the night. She was singing. Alone, in the dark, another lost soul, may the shroud take them all. Or maybe it was something else. 2 fishermen have gone missing. Dispatch a 4th watch squad. So send a ranger where the girl was last seen, and that was over here. Let's also build the Aether Watch. So that we can predict fog levels. So we're not caught off guard. And I wouldn't mind like another flame guard here just to keep this path open, because at the moment it's obviously obscured. I think we're recovering. We still have some homelessness, only because we just brought in some refugees. So let's get some more force houses constructed up top. And then one here. Now, these houses don't have a flame guard protecting it, so, like, noted. We'll want one eventually if the fog creeps up this high. But so far, this flame guard has kept it at bay, because it doesn't go above these plateaus easily on its own. Okay, scouting party's ready, so let's go and follow the trail that's been trampled down. Messer, you look exhausted. What happened? You know me, Vezin. I'm not demanding in everyday life, but age is clearly starting to take its toll. I find it challenging to sleep in the same place where the work of the council is conducted during the day. I understand. We haven't had the opportunity to provide for your comfort. We are limited in space and resources, after all, but we'll find a way. Alright, let's go ahead and put the flame guard down here, keeping this path a little bit more cleared. Signs of escape. Soon enough, the Rangers found something, a tightly packed sack lying just off the path. Apparently, fear proved stronger for whoever dropped it. We found some rations. Actually, quite a lot of rations, to be honest. And then the path leads deeper into the forest. Speaking of forest, pretty soon we're going to run out of timber to cut down for these lumberjack huts. So we'll have to relocate them, and probably relocate them somewhere down here where there's, like, more trees. That's going to be another future, like, expansion project, but fortunately we do have a nice stockpile of wood, so it's not urgent that it happens, because we are sitting on a decent amount. Feed the hungry. We have too many hungry citizens, so I'm going to accept that challenge, and in 3 days we should have no one that is hungry. To that end, let's get another cookery. So in this warehouse is the rations, and I'm going to put a cookery, like, immediately adjacent to it, so that we have more people processing the raw. It's not that we have, like, hunger, we have a distribution problem, because we have so many rations, especially after the scouting party just found all that. So let's have them follow deeper into this trail here. Now, if we are about to ramp up our cookery, we are going to need more craftsmen, and I don't know where they're working. There's a whole bunch of them in the engineer room, but the engineer room's been not doing anything. So let's see if we can fix that. Cooking without waste would be nice. So let's improve the healing chambers next, and then we'll get cooking without waste for more efficient cooking. More lifeless bodies have been found. The people were dressed in tattered, worn-out rags, and their wounds and burns are the same found on the tree. It's definitely not the crew of the Sunburst. Guzzles are already eyeing the bodies, and the Rangers scared them off, but there's surely a nest nearby. So now, our Rangers are fighting Guzzles, as we're trying to track down what the heck happened. Resources stolen by monsters. Yep. Yep. Oh. For now... yeah. I'm gonna get rid of all the healers. And then, like, put... so they're all cooking to try to meet that goal. So we're supposed to have 26 craftsmen, And I have 8 working in here, 8 working in here, 16, 8 working in here, 24. Where's the other 2? There's like 2 craftsmen unaccounted for that I'm not really sure where they are. But I'd like to put them in work. At least minimum staffing of the hospital. I just don't know what facility they're in. Oh, maybe metalwork? No. Mushrooms? Not that mushroom. This mushroom? Yes, mushrooms. Okay. There. Now at least we have some people staffing the hospital. Looks like all the ill were cured, actually. So we're good on that front. And the scouting party is returning home, having dealt with the monsters. So no homelessness, no hunger, no sick, no wounded. We're doing solid right now. We also have the fog projection, so it's going to be fog level 2 for 2 more days, and then fog level 3, which isn't so bad. Yeah. Good. So we're going to continue following the tracks to find out what happened here before doing any of the other, like, explorations, I think. Oh, there was one other thing that I wanted, and I don't think it's necessary at the moment, but like this fisherman's shed could be improved a little bit with the supply chain. The other thing we're going to want... Oh, you know what? Here's an idea. I'm going to upgrade our lumberjacks to chop shops. Using some of the wood that we have, because they're about to run out of trees in this location. We're going to have to build up infrastructure somewhere else where there's wood soon. Me for mayor? Well, thank you. I done fixed the problems, that's all I did. Anyone could have done it. Okay, so we have healing chambers. So healing chambers is an upgrade for the healing quarters. But it requires a resource I don't yet have. And the reason I got that is so that we could also get the cooking without waste for more efficient, like, food. But we would need a higher level engineerum, so let's research the higher level engineerum, the large engineerum next. So that we can actually get access to some of the higher tier tech. And here comes the night fog. How would we get more scout teams? That would be research that I don't... A lot of the exploration research is all locked, so... How would be no. So the chop shop is doing 5 or 7 an hour, whereas the regular lumberjack was like 5 an hour. And then it also can be, there's a lot more obviously upgrades to it. And that's going to be pretty handy going forward. But there's like only 240 wood left within range of the chop shop, so pretty soon we'll need to move it. The body is severely mutilated and partially burned. Look at his face. This isn't Elaran. His skin is very dark. And these strange tattoos shroud take us. This is one of those living in darkness. It's like he stepped out of a terrifying campfire story. How did he get here? How did he manage to disguise himself as a luminarch? Pretty weird. All right, scouting party is ready, so let's go back into the fog once again, my friends, and figure out what the hell happened. Okay, there's our 2 chop shops. Pretty good investment. Efficient, like, building efficiency is, like, gonna matter a lot later on, right? Get most bang for your buck out of your workforce. Survivors from Elaran. There really were residents of Elaran. Somehow they survived more than 2 weeks in the darkness of this shroud. The firelight dances across their twisted faces. One of them absentmindedly picks at a ragged wound on his cheek. The other one cradles his own torn-off hand against his chest. A third curled up, quietly sobbing, the remains of a body smoldering in fire. There really were residents of Elaran. Somehow they survived more than 2 weeks in the darkness of the shroud. One of the craftsmen seems to retain what is left of his sanity. A scholar, run upstairs, turn on the devices. From the canopy, flashes, heat waves, everyone gone blind, everything burnt. What is this supposed to mean? And we have 6 new residents to take care of. And that means more homes. Because we have metal, let's go ahead and upgrade some of the homes that we've already built, rather than to build new homes. So that's 4, 8, and then we're gonna hold off because we don't have any more wood. The next scout, let's go ahead and investigate the strange voice. So we're upgrading these houses for 12 out of the 38. Oh my god, there's so many homos coming out of the woodwork. I know this work shift has free slots. Go away. Here. No, go. Stop it. Leave me alone. There's no day fog. I don't need to care about that. This is obviously... I'm sorry, I can't read that. But, I think it's safe to say it's not so good. The singing creature is like a Zerg siren or something? And, well, to put it simply, our rangers are just not equipped to deal with this, so they're dying. For sure. Okay. My Archon, I have an urgent message. We've sent out a watch squad, but only one ranger returned, gravely injured. He died from his wounds, delirious about a terrible monster. I've never heard such a thing. We need to strengthen our defenses of our settlement. Unfortunately, I managed to grab some plans for a watchtower before leaving. Can we build a similar one? Yes, but when it fires, the turret can only reload. It's set at an angle to its rotational axis. A wooden structure cannot withstand this. It needs to be reinforced with iron. As we flew here on the Skywalker, I noticed sparkles in the grass. It's like some kind of metal. I'll point it out on the map. Perhaps there are some mechanical parts left over since the War of the Domains. Excellent. Once the tower is built, the Rangers will place monster bait beside it. Just don't place the tower on a platform. It won't lure any monsters there. So what we need to do to deal with this monster is to build an iron watchtower, install a bolt thrower on it to kill said monster. So I'm going to build a watchtower here to watch over this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to build a watchtower. Here to cover the bridge. All right, as far as research goes, I don't really have any wood. So, we're gonna need to collect some. So what we need to do in the defense tree is research fortified watchtower here, and then bolt thrower here, but it requires our engineerum to be higher level. So it's like, that is the next goal, to get the engineerum up to a great engineerum, so it can handle that kind of research. Sidelight quest is available. It's probably for a lack of metal storage. Gather 100 metal. Okay, I mean, I could do that. Did that kill off our... Yeah, it did kill off our scout squad, so I'm gonna rehire a scout squad. 'Cause, yep, that doesn't look like something a few dudes with bows can handle. Not last I checked. Thank you for tuning in to DarkSwitch, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Radamat.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Radamat.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow survivors.